Greetings, listeners. I am your host for the evening, Zach Barrett, and welcome to this Twisted Gear Studios production. You are about to listen to The Call, our Call of Cthulhu actual playcast GM'd by Derek Snow. Apologies for the posting delay. This week's been a little crazy, as I'm sure everyone is aware, but we're back on track now. The previous report from our investigators. After something took Marion into the basement, the investigators follow, only to find a priest and an unearthly being.
So you are in the basement of the house. The creature,
Hell.
the creature, if you want to put it, is writhing around, spewing black shit everywhere. Need everyone to roll luck roll for me. Let's get this started properly.
Oh no! 98 out of 75.
Ooh. 66 out of 53.
Her luck is so bad, it affects the rest of us. 27 out of 50.
Except you.
20 out of 62.
Nice.
Yeah, so Marion and Althea, you managed to just turn away slightly. So
Can I duck behind the altar?
Sure, you duck behind the altar, and Althea, you just
I will just
hide behind Amos.
turn away, basically.
You're right next to Amos. You just tuck in behind Amos.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, Agatha and Amos are sprayed in the front and the face with this black goo. Both need to make constitution rolls.
It's gross. 46 out of 80.
Good.
84 out of 70.
Yeah.
Jesus! Can you pass a check, please?
So, Agatha, as you're sprayed with this black stuff, you notice that some of it seems to get in your mouth.
Oh, God!
And you can feel it, like, just sort of forcefully slide down your throat.
Oh, gross!
It wants to be eaten.
Oh, why would you say it like that?
Yeah.
Because I am terrible.
It's fine,
Agatha,
it's fine. It's fine.
I am in you.
Oh.
And that's the creature is doing, screaming, writhing in pain as it's spraying its black goo everywhere. Greenish black goo, I should state. As we go to Marion, who's up against the altar.
God help us all.
As you peek out from behind the altar.
Is there anything on the altar?
No. It doesn't look to be. Okay. There are straps on the altar to, like, strap somebody down on it.
Interesting.
You do notice
That's
that.
oddly familiar.
I'm gonna try and look around the room, see if there's anything that I can grab and throw.
As you're looking around the room, there's something you can grab and throw. You do feel the weight of your satchel and the massive Bible in it.
Well, that's true. I had that.
Thump that Bible.
I'm gonna
Thump that Bible,
grab
yeah.
the Bible because it's large and chuck it at the
check.
thing.
Jesus.
You know, I
If this
feel
works.
like Marion throwing a Bible at something to try and make a situation
By the power crazy
better. That's pretty good. That's a 1%.
One.
If there was ever a time to do
Put
to
it.
roll a 1, it's when you're throwing religion at a demon.
Tick next to throw?
You broke Derek.
What's your
broke
throw
the
skill
keeper.
anyway?
It's base 20.
Yeah, okay. 1% as it goes flying, and as it's spraying around, it goes right into its mouth and just disappears out of view, and it starts like coughing.
Oh
As the
my
head
God.
goes up,
Yes.
and it stops spraying stuff around. It seems to be momentarily incapacitated by this large book.
It's a mythos creature choking on a defaced Bible. Oh my God. Welcome to the Hulu.
It seems to be
Cthulhu.
choking somewhat on this. It seems to be slightly incapacitated. Any attacks on it
Yes.
gets a bonus die.
Yes. I don't have a gun, but okay.
Best
Any
reaction.
type of attack gets a bonus die. Yeah! As we go to Althea.
Althea has a crowbar.
Okay, you're gonna go up and take a swing.
Well, it took my knife.
You threw it
Actually.
I might have crowbar in here.
Actually.
Go ahead.
Okay, so if I was
You
to
could steal
try
animals with handgun.
if I was to try stabbing or like digging into it with a crowbar, that would be a fighting brawl check, right?
Correct.
Whereas if I tried to throw something, it would just be throw.
It would just be fun.
No.
What?
They're both terrible. Shag it. I'm going to try running up and taking the hook of the crowbar and bringing it down on top of its quote-unquote head.
And then you're gonna run away afterwards, right? So you don't get shot.
I'm going to run in, do my thing, run away.
Don't forget you get a bonus die.
Yeah.
Run in, dome it, go.
Which one do you want? No, the pink one.
Say a little prayer. Say a little prayer for you.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so the bonus die was a good idea. Because they would have put 100 without it.
No!
But it is a
Goddamn.
70, which is still a fail.
Roll luck roll.
Okay.
I know I'm calling for a lot of luck rolls and.
No, it's a
rolls.
monster.
That is a 1% out of 62. That would have been much better a moment ago.
No, it's actually pretty good what you did. So you do manage to hit it, but it doesn't seem to hurt it. Because, I mean, it's hard to miss the thing.
Yeah.
But the problem is, the crowbar seems to just enter inside through all the mass, but you don't manage to do any damage or anything. But it seems that in its head, just behind its maw, there's something solid it comes into contact with. But, I mean, then it just skims along. You don't seem to hurt it, but there's something solid. Like it comes across something solid, if that makes sense.
Ooh.
Like in its
In its
skull,
head. In its head.
part. Okay.
Something solid. If that makes sense. So
Okay.
that's useful.
As I'm running away.
Are you running away?
Oh, yes.
Oh, you're leaving the room altogether.
No, I'm going to back up because it has tentacle
Yep.
things that like to pseudopod out at people. As I back up, I still have my crowbar. It didn't get stuck like the
No,
knife
no,
did.
it doesn't get
Okay.
stuck, yeah.
I'll take the crowbar, I'll back up, and I'll say, aim for his head!
Oh,
There's
Where
some-
do you fucking think we're aiming
There's
for?
something solid there. It might actually, she blew its arm off, it grew back. Maybe this won't grow back?
That's enough. Move on.
Yeah.
As cavalry saber. What? No, I'm just looking at. As we move on to Agatha.
okay. I'm gonna shoot its head.
Well, you get a bonus die to shoot.
Okay.
If you want to try to aim at a specific area, you get a penalty die, which means they cancel each other out and you just get a regular roll.
I'm gonna shoot specifically where she.
Well, as best you can, right?
Yeah.
Because the head is variable with this thing.
So that means I get a penalty, so it's just back down to regular?
So it's regular. The bonus and the penalty cancels each other out.
Handy.
10. Yeah?
Yeah,
That's 10% out of 65, so that's an extreme. Woo!
So it is an extreme success.
Yeah.
44 plus 8.
Someone's gonna have to help me with the math because I've also doing this.
All right, I'm on it.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's not
So
bad.
that is 10, 15, 21 plus 8 is 29.
29 damage.
I
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Thanks,
so it hits pretty much almost exactly where Althea was saying. I mean, you can hear this loud sound, of it it chinking into something, like chinking off of something. And you all see what seems to be like a burst of light that's shooting out of its head.
Oh.
This light, and it seems to be and it's screaming in rage as the light is flickering.
Oh, okay.
Coming from you broke something open. There's
Yeah.
a light flickering out of the
Okay. All right.
out of the head, but it still seems to be there. Still seem to be choking on the Bible.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Symbolism.
Yeah. As we move to Amos.
Am I still angry?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. How many rounds is left in your drum?
This will be the last volley.
How many rounds are left?
18.
Okay. So
Yep,
6.
so-
So 6.
Yep.
Might as well go
So-
them all.
So
First one with a bonus die.
then the second will be standard, then
Yeah, we'll go through it.
okay.
Because-
So first one with a bonus die. That's exactly the same as 27, which is lower than 35. So I
Yes.
hit it. Okay.
So you hit. We're just going to. I'm just going to keep track, and we're just going to keep going
Yep,
through the
let's do
full
that.
volley that you do. So that is
Okay.
2. And now this is without any penalty.
Yeah.
31.
31 hits.
Nice.
And now
I
with
like
one
that.
penalty die.
Okay. 38.
So that's
I'll burn 3 luck and make it a success.
6.
I'm okay with
Now
that.
2 penalty die. Uh, 71.
Oh, I guess no matter what, that's 71, yeah. Okay, so
And
that misses.
that's just normal. That's 4. You've only got 2 more volleys, so now it's with no penalty dice.
Yes.
But you don't get the bonus die.
Nah, no, that makes
because
sense.
Of this hurt.
Trying to make it hard. 58 does not hit
And then
hard.
1 more with a penalty die.
That's 85.
Yeah,
so
but
that also
I
doesn't
mean,
hit. That's
you
still quite a few hits.
It's
That's
still
fine.
quite a few hits. Like the last ones, of course, as the recoil starts shooting up more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the first ones you actually get in pretty good because that's 6 hits.
Yeah!
So,
So 1d8 plus 2 6
1d10
times.
plus 2
Yeah, that
6
one.
times. I would like. Yeah, we'll do them separately just so I can.
Okay, so 4 plus 2 is 6. 2 plus 2 is 4.
Sure. Keep going. You got 4 more hits.
Yeah, 2 plus 2.
4. Yep.
7 plus 2 is 9. 6 plus 2 is 8. That was really cocked. Why do I keep cocking my dice? 4 plus 2 is 6.
So that's a pile. So what happens is, as is, the bullets, the first pile of bullets flick into it before the recoil rises. But as the recoil makes the Tommy gun rise and you're shooting into the wall, a few of those bullets go into the head area, and they seem to be clinking off something. And there's this light shooting out in different directions, and it seems to be screaming in rage. And then the head explodes in a flashing, super bright, blinding light.
Okay.
Constitution checks, hard
Oh.
ones,
I didn't see that one
Hard?
coming.
hard.
That sucks. No. Althea got a 62 out
Yes!
of 27.
30 out of 37.
You said hard?
Yeah.
Okay, my extreme is 16 and I rolled a 10.
I got 29 out of 35.
Yeah, so everyone succeeded except
Nice.
Althea.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh.
So you're sort of blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. Can't sing, so I can't do accents either. So. Yeah, you're sort of blinded by the light, and you're all sort of blasted back. Like there's this wave of energy that knocks you all on your asses into the dirty old water. You've all been covered in
Skadoosh.
blah 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 blah. Althea is blind at the moment, as you just can't see anything. This light just flashed over you, and you can't really see anything at all.
Okay, I start panicking like,
Yeah.
oh god, I can't see. I can't see. I can't see.
I'm gonna run over to Althea and just be like, it's okay, it's okay, let's take it. Just give it a moment. Just give it a moment.
What? What happened? What was that?
I don't know.
I'm gonna move up to where the creature was.
Yes.
Is there anything there?
Seems to be like a lot of dead insects. And it seems to be like the water seems to be bubbling somewhat. You also, actually, as you're there, you notice that black goo that seems to be all over the place, especially originating from where this creature is, seems to be drying up. And it seems to be spreading out and crumbling to ash.
Oh.
Huh.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. But at this point, you hear an unfamiliar voice as standing in the entrance with a shotgun. Seems to be a priest. What are you doing here?
Who?
Like he's at the
Who the
stairs.
fuck are you?
We're investigators. We're here on the trail of a suspect. We didn't know anyone else was here. Who are you?
Well, Father O'Malley.
Oh, okay, Father O'Malley.
Yeah. I can't do accents, so just bear with me, folks. Father O'Malley.
I'm Marion. This is Amos, Agatha, and Althea. We're like I said, we're investigators. We're following a suspect. Is there anyone else in the room in the building?
Well, there shouldn't be. There shouldn't be.
Do you know what that was? And I point at where the creature was.
Oh, I'm not entirely sure. I just was investigating myself.
Oh, okay, so this is in your house.
Me and Barnabas.
Wait,
Barnabas?
that's not.
Yes, Barnabas. Do you know him?
Dr. Jones.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
Yes, Dr. Jones. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, we're also with the New England Center of Antiquities. We were following up on Barnabas Jones' disappearance. Do you know where he is?
I had no idea. No idea how long I've even been here.
What do you mean?
What was the last thing you remember?
We, me and Barnabas and Heinrich, we came down. We came here to stop something, and I think, and he's like looks down at the shotgun, and he just sort of just drops it out of his hands into the water, and he's just, I don't know what happened. I don't know.
It's, you know, we should leave.
Is it still 1911?
No.
Whoa.
We should get you somewhere.
We should probably get the fuck out of here.
We should, and we can explain everything.
Was that a bad accent? Is that what it is? I don't know how to do
No,
it.
is it priest?
Oh yeah, he doesn't. The way he's talking is just to make a point. Doesn't seem to be very priest-like.
Is there a way out of here that's not with the stairs that fell behind us? Can we see anything? Can I spot?
As you're sort of looking around, you can notice that the goo, the stuff that's drying out up over the wall. You can see that even though it's drying up through the walls are starting to shake slightly, as if they're not, as it's destroying the foundation. As the only thing that's maybe keeping this house up.
Of course it is.
I'm with the priest on this one.
How are we gonna get out of here?
How did you get in?
The stairs.
Okay, well let's go to the stairs.
The stairs that are broken.
What? How did
She
you
wasn't-
How did you get down here?
Wait, did you say it
She
was
broke
a
the
priest?
stairs.
Did you?
Okay, it's all right.
It's a priest. He's right there, but you're blind, so you can't see him. Yes.
No, nobody said it was a priest.
Yeah.
Okay. Amos, you check the other room. Agatha, you stay with Althea. Father Malley, you and I will look in this room, see if we can find another exit.
Oh, okay.
So
I guess I'm gonna spot hidden for some other way out of here.
I'm
Another
gonna
door.
grab Althea by not grab, but I mean like hold her by the elbow in the back and try to steer her in preparation of probably running fast.
Okay.
So it's a spot hidden to look for an exit, I guess?
Yeah, so you're going to be into the main entrance room, and who's staying?
No, I said the priest and I would stay here and Amos to the other room.
Fair enough.
47 out of 43.
Doesn't seem to be an exit in here, no. But as Amos and Agatha and Althea, as Agatha, you're helping Althea, maneuver out into the other room. Amos?
37 out of 59.
Yeah, you notice that there's maybe around 9 feet up. There's one of those small basement windows by the stairs. And it seems to be all grimed and covered over, but there is one of those small windows. Like, you could fit through it. It would be a tight fit. But you could.
All right, I go to open up the window.
It's 9 feet up.
It's 9 feet up.
Oh, there's no boxes or refuse I can use to get up there?
There's garbage and stuff in piles, so you can try to grab some of that and pull it over, but it doesn't really support weight.
All right. I'll push. I've got Althea and Agatha with me, right? All right. So let's push you up first, Agatha, since Althea's a little sore of sighting.
Okay. Sort of sighting.
Push you up. I'll push her up, and then I'll get the others, and maybe together you guys can pull me up.
Sure.
That'd be nice.
Sure.
I hope you don't leave me to die. That'd be great.
So I'll stand on your shoulders then?
I'll hoist you up. I only have to hoist you 2 feet.
Oh, fair enough. But
Do
I
you
have
want
to.
to stand on my shoulders? We're adults, not children.
Well, the only reason is I don't know how difficult it is going to open the window.
You don't know who what?
How difficult it is going to open the window.
But
try
once
and
you're up
find out.
there, I'll hold you up.
All right,
All
whatever.
right, I lift her up.
Yeah, so you lace your hands, you put your boot in, and he helps rise you up as you get up to the lip. Althea, you're just there, blind.
Yeah.
As you pull yourself up a little bit, now it's a little bit wobbly, and you notice the window is a little bit jammed, so you need to make a strength check with a penalty die because you do not have a firm footing.
Yeah, I'm not firmly supportive.
But you wouldn't be firmly supported even if you were standing on his shoulders.
And what am I? Sorry, what am I rolling?
What is your strength?
My strength. So I actually succeed. It's a 51, or the other option was 31, and I
Yeah.
have 60. So
Yeah. So yeah, you managed to break the window,
Yeah.
goes outward.
Okay.
Break it outward, and there seems to be enough room to get through. Yeah.
Okay, and I will crawl through the said window.
Okay.
By now, I'm assuming that we're done searching the other room and.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah. Okay.
So as you start, and let's not forget you've been in the water and in the muck, so you're right slimy. So you manage just to squeeze on through, and you seem to be out into the
Disgusting.
side, and the whole house seems to be slightly shaking.
Okay.
So now as we go back down to Marion and Father O'Malley, who's in the basement, you see that pieces of the floor, the ceiling of the basement, so the floor above you, seems to be falling down on you as well. Around you, neither of you seems to be able to find anything. He seems to be a little bit out of place.
Let's check the other room, see if the others found anything.
So as you
Kinda
run into
grab
the
his
other,
shoulder and pull him with me.
as you run into the other room, you see Agatha sort of worming through a window. Yeah.
Oh, good, you caught up. All right, we're gonna get Althea out here. She's having a hard time seeing.
Okay.
Then you two, and then you guys can help hoist me up, hopefully.
So Agatha, you turn around. Once you get out, you turn
Yeah.
around and reach down with your arms.
And then
You-
I'll just
and
guide
also hold-
Althea's foot to where my hands are, and I just say, okay, just glide your hands up the wall. You'll
Okay.
find Agatha, and she'll pull you out.
Okay.
Okay,
do.
and that's exactly what happens, Agatha. You pull Althea through the.
I hope I'm not permanently blind. That would suck.
Ah, we'll find out.
Send Father O'Malley third.
Yeah.
No.
I'd rather send.
Send Mary.
All right, she pushes him front.
Well, it's up to
All
you
right.
guys how you want to do it. Yeah.
Your lucky day, Father.
He's a priest, and she's, respectful
Religious.
of that.
Yeah.
Fucking not.
But as you're telling Father O'Malley to go first, he looks like he's going to, and then he's like, "Ma'am."
Okay, off I go.
Yeah.
All right, up you get.
Yeah, and
Okay.
you're pulled on through.
Yep. Marion, I'm gonna need your help pulling up the next person.
Of course.
All right, patron saint, let's go.
He just like sort of looks at you. He's like,
Yep.
a
you
little
get.
bit worse for wear.
I feel a little bit worse for wear.
Let's go.
All right, up you get.
Yeah, and he hops up and gets up, and you pull him through, and then
It's time for me.
luck
You're
roll,
gonna have
Amos.
to jump.
What?
Luck roll, Amos, is you're the only one in the house at the moment. Last person standing.
That's how I die. Saving all of you people. 51 out of 50.
If only we had some rope.
51 out of 50. So what happens is the house starts caving,
Pull me up, pull me up, pull me up!
right?
Give me the fuck up!
Okay.
Yep.
So to
Jesus! If I die saving an NPC, I will come back and haunt all of you.
You're awkward.
but you are also a little bit larger than everyone
I
else.
know, I'm
So
a portly man.
all it'll require is a dexterity check not to get stuck in the window.
For me?
Yeah, because you're larger than everyone
Oh
else.
shit, oh okay.
That's it. As they're pulling you up, just so you don't get stuck.
Oh, that's a fail.
So you can get through, but you have to drop the Tommy gun.
It's empty. Anyway,
Drop the
so-
goddamn Tommy gun. That shit's empty.
And then you manage to squirm through. As you're both on the side, and the house seems to be sort of like caving in, crushing in on itself.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. I can
And
hear it happen.
Basically, as you look out, you can see the yard leading away from here. Did you want to stay right next to the house?
No.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna proceed to the car.
as you all
But
run.
I can't currently drive, so I hope someone else.
I have drive auto.
I'm gonna stop at the kind of where the yard meets the sidewalk and look back.
Okay. Lot. His wife.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what happens as you all run. As you all run out. You see the Packard Twin 6. I know people just want me to say car, but I'm not going to.
Of course
The
not.
Packard Twin 6 parked
Committed now.
just a little bit down as you all sort of just running out of this place. And Father O'Malley's running with you. But Marion, you decide you need to see, and as you get to the...
I need to make sure it does cave
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
right? Like,
But
we're
as-
not gonna
as-
just leave this in the sand.
As you look back, seems to be the completely same house, not crashing in on itself at all, is what you notice as everyone else is piling into the Packard.
Guys, what happened to the house?
Well,
do
nobody
you
can
mean?
see there because the Packard was just a little bit down.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
want to not get in the car and go back to the house, by all means.
Nope.
to go take a look.
Nope.
Well, I'm cool with turning around before once we're on the sidewalk because
You're at
there's
the
like
Packard.
that pavement.
You're at the Packard.
Okay, I'll turn. I'll be like, what
So
are you talking about? Get in the car.
No, the house isn't collapsing.
Is the house not collapsing?
No, the house is not collapsing. The house looks fine.
Nope. Not taking a chance. I'm in the driver's seat. Where are you?
I'm gonna
Probably passenger seat.
Yeah, I probably helped you in the passenger.
I'm gonna run up the porch and close the deadbolts that we opened to get in.
I will be like, what the fuck? And I'm just gonna follow after him, get ready to pull my pistol out.
Okay, so you both, everyone else, you notice that.
Ah.
I don't notice
Marion,
anything.
god damn it!
It was locked when we got here.
I'm probably.
Can I still see the car as I pass the yard threshold?
Well, you run back in toward the house, so you can't see the car at the moment. Because of the two large buildings, the car is blocked to view of it, right?
The house is back a bit.
The house is back in. So you both run in, because that is whatever.
Yeah.
And you run up to the door. And the deadbolts are in place. They're already in place.
Oh,
And
Let's
then I need
get-
you both to make a listen check.
Fuck. Oh, 14 out of 71.
Good.
So that's an extreme success.
You've already got a tick on listen, I'm assuming.
I do, yes.
24 out of 33.
And do you already have a tick on listen?
I am putting one in now.
Oh,
Yay.
that's awesome. As you both hear the faint sound of a shotgun blast coming from inside the house.
We left someone in there.
I grab her and I say, no, we fucking didn't. And I pull you away.
But no, I'm not resisting. I'm gonna go with him, but I'm
Yeah.
still like, but no, but someone is still
The father
in there.
that's in our car isn't real.
What?
The father, or maybe he is. The father
No,
that's in
he-
that car killed himself 3 times in that
He
basement.
can't possibly. I've touched him. I held his shoulder. No, that doesn't make sense.
Then get in the car and grab his shoulder again.
I'm assuming we're at the car at this point.
So you all pile in, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Yup.
I still can't see shit. So-
You are still blind, so who's driving? Agatha, you're in the driver's seat.
Before I
Okay.
actually sit in the car, I just want to get her to the car. Before I actually get in the car, I want to lean into the driver. You're in the driver's seat,
Yep.
there, Agatha. So I'm going to actually go to the driver's seat and be like, not that I'm voting to go back in, but I do need us to recollect on something very quickly. We didn't find Gaul or the book.
No, we didn't. And you know what? I'm not going back and checking. I'm gonna put it in drive.
I'm going to get in the back of the car.
Yeah.
Is Father O'Malley in the back seat?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Oh yeah, all of
He's
us
just
are
sitting there
in
and just looks to be really disoriented.
And then we start driving.
Sure, and you start driving
I'm
away.
heading back to Althea's mansion.
Mr.
We
O'Malley.
have to go back.
No, we're not going back, Marion.
There's still someone in there.
I don't care.
I want everyone to roll a percentage and tell me who gets the lowest.
What does it mean? All right, 83, so it's not me.
36.
28.
74.
So, oh God, this is horrible because this is something Marion doesn't want to see. Marion, as you're driving by and you're really concerned that there's somebody still trapped in the house, as you look back at the house, you notice in the second story, one of the windows, the curtain seems to slide a bit, and you swear you see Agatha looking out the window as you drive on by.
I just feel so much like an episode ender.
Yeah, we still got 30 minutes left. Wait, what?
Well, that's what Marion sees.
Yeah. There's someone in the house. There's someone still there. There's someone. I look at the priest, Father O'Malley, sitting next to me.
He puts his hand on your shoulder.
What was in there?
Best not to talk about it.
The fuck does that mean?
I believe there's some filling in that's got to be done for me.
I'm sorry, this what?
Filling in.
Yeah.
Mr. O'Malley, I'm just gonna say we're gonna have a lot to fill you in on things. You came
Yelling
into
a
this
library.
house at 1911.
Yeah.
It's 1920.
He looks a little bit shocked, but not as shocked as he should be.
I don't.
Yeah, he looks shocked, but not as shocked as he should be. He's just like, oh fuck.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. Where are we going?
We're going somewhere I think is safe. Althea,
Yes.
are you getting some of your sight back or
No.
No.
no?
No, I'm not.
Okay, don't panic. We're gonna see what we can do. Okay.
We need to get her
Okay.
to a doctor.
Now she's got
She
a
is
couple
the
doctors.
doctor.
Well,
Let's
then
get
we
it back
need
to
to go to
Cadbury. Yeah, we'll take it to Cadbury.
So you head to the house on the hill.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Father O'Malley, you don't happen to recall seeing in that house a tome of some sorts, or a man with a top hat named Albert?
He looks at you like you're crazy.
That's
just sorta like-
That's about right.
No, it's a little bit blurry. It's a little bit blurry. I can't do accents. I'm so sorry, everyone. I wish I was better at it, but I'm not.
Do you know why you were investigating that house?
Oh, it had to do with the occult. The Silver Twilight.
Silver
Something-
Twilight
some
Lodge.
kind
Lodge.
Oh, yeah, some Barnabas. Barnabas, you know, he called me up that way. You gotta go check this out. So, I mean, yeah. Called me up, you know. Came and got me. Yeah.
I'm sorry to say this, but I think Barnabas is dead.
Oh. Well, I mean, if I had been stuck in the house for 12 years, then yeah, I'm assuming that makes a lot of sense.
He's so cavalier about everything.
Yep. Yep.
What was it about the Silver Twilight Lodge that led you to that house? Our investigation has turned up that name, but not in as much
Well, something
of
to do with the
direct
Walter
connection.
Corbett.
I'm sorry, involving who?
Barnabas was telling me that I'm trying to really recall here. Walter Corbett was like Grand Master of the lodge.
Was that his house?
As far as we know, yeah. As far as
Okay,
we knew, yeah.
Walter Corbett, or at least another Walter Corbett, owns a farm outside a town called Swill's Gullet.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, Barnabas was killed in some ritualistic fashion at that barn.
I mean, maybe it could be. I mean, is Heinrich still alive? Do you know of Heinrich?
Never heard of Heinrich before. But.
Was he the young man? A young man, like a young soldier? Is that who
He was a soldier.
No. It's possible that we have come across Heinrich, but
Did he ever, in service, take a grenade?
Well, it was more for him. It was more training and stuff like that. He was a field engineer.
So
As far as I know, yeah, he was a field engineer, so he would deal with explosives and stuff. But I mean, it's not like there's a war or anything.
well, we should also get you caught up on
Oh
the
my God.
Political situation.
Yeah, I think Heinrich is alive. I think he's just maybe not quite in his right mind.
Okay. Yeah. I can't maintain them. That's the problem. Look. Well, I'll be fucked.
It'll be fucked.
Yeah, as you get back to the... And as you're pulling up to the driveway in the house of the hill, Althea, your vision, you start seeing blurry shapes. After around a half hour or so, you get to the house.
Yep.
Give or take. You start seeing blurry shapes, like your vision seems to be returning, just slowly. But as you're driving up to side of the house, Father Man's like, "Oh, you know Aloysius?
Say that again.
This is his house, isn't it?"
I swear to God, I'm going to shoot myself.
Not in the car.
What?
I'm sorry. Aloysius?
Yes.
Aloysius Goodyear.
It's his house, isn't it?
Yeah, it's her house too.
It used to be his house.
Yes. Well, I mean, he'd been gone for a number of years. But I'm pretty sure this is his house. What was his son's name? I think his son had taken it over, left to his son.
It was left to his son. That's true. Yes, it was. His son is no longer with us either.
Oh, yes. Aloysius was a dear friend. In my younger days, he got obsessed with some kind of play. Yes, it left in ruins and he went missing, yes. Kept talking about catacombs beneath the manor.
There's
Kept digging. Underneath, it was like the darkest dungeon. No, I can't.
Althea, do you know about this?
Well, that's catacombs beneath the mansion. What else can you tell us about the house?
As you pull up to the house, Cadbury's out at the door. He's just you see him walk out, just look out at you all.
Maybe we should bring in Father O'Malley and ask him some questions about what he knows about Walter Corbett. See if it can help us with our investigation, amongst other questions.
Well, and then we can give him some newspapers as well. Get him caught up on
with everything.
Yeah.
Maybe some fresh clothes.
Warpath will be interesting. Oh, yeah. He's apparently been in the same robes for 23 years.
23.
13 years.
13, yes. Yes.
I can math.
So Cadbury runs down over the steps. Because he sees the state of you even through the windows.
I kind of just look out the window
car.
and be like, get yourself a handkerchief. We all smell terrible.
And he's just like, oh, what is with you people? You smell disgusting.
You're literally in a shit pit.
You okay, Althea?
I might need to sit down.
She has
okay.
some temporary blindness. You might have to help her, okay?
As he stares over at Amos.
Althea.
She's
not hurt.
No,
the
she's
eyes
just
are coming
blind.
back. Temporarily.
Hopefully.
She'll be fine.
Althea, how is your vision? Is it coming back?
Is this the blurry shapes are starting to form into more concrete shapes?
Yes, it is. It's
See,
slowly,
she'll be
but
fine.
It's coming back. I really need to
Can't
get
hear
inside.
the narrator. Yep.
I start getting out of the car.
So Cadbury helps you out of the vehicle, and you start heading inside. You all do. Cadbury also, as soon as he gets inside, calls out for the nameless servants.
Jesus.
Get the tubs ready. You're all getting cleaned up. No
Please.
questions.
I'm not questioning nothing.
Yes, absolutely.
And over the next hour or so,
Hour?
stripped.
That's optimistic.
You're all stripped down by servers to get the clothes away from you, and there's tubs set up in different rooms. Of course, there's multiple areas where this is set up, and you're all
Privacy.
cleaned up.
Okay.
Right? And as you're all cleaned up, and also, Althea, your vision does come back. It took a little bit, but your vision does come back while you're being cleaned.
Okay.
As, you're all pretty exhausted, but I'm assuming you would all go to the breakfast ballroom.
Yeah, to eat some food.
Breakfast ballroom.
So there's some food laid out and stuff like that.
I'm gonna probably take some bread and start nibbling on that to try and steady probably my still woozy stomach.
I'm going to take a detour to the library before going to breakfast the breakfast ballroom and grab some, just a couple of newspapers, like recent ones, that have, just to bring down for Father O'Malley.
So, Marion, as you go into the library, you notice Father O'Malley's already in the library because you're all separated to be cleaned up.
Yeah.
He's already in the library and he's just sort of like looking at shelves and reading stuff he can get his hands on. You know, there's papers and stuff laid around on the table. And he's just like, oh, what have we done to ourselves?
Indeed. Father.
Yes.
Hi.
Yes, my dear.
I was wondering if I could help you just to figure out what happened and, well, get you caught up, I suppose.
Oh, fair enough. I am famished.
Oh, we're meeting in the, I suppose one of the dining halls. This is where we tend to meet up for some food. You're welcome to join us.
This was by all means.
Okay, so I lead him.
Can't do accents. I'm so sorry again. I can't maintain it. Once I stop talking, it's a different accent every time.
You could just be American.
Yeah.
But he's not.
But he's not. He's a mismatch.
mishmash.
It's a mishmash,
He could be second, third generation American
Eh,
in an Irish family.
It is what it is. So you head on down to the breakfast ballroom where Amos, Agatha, and Althea have already arrived. Skeet's in there as well,
Of course.
just hanging around, sort of talking to you guys about like, oh, you all look, hopefully you're all okay, right? Like he seems to be worried, but he's not really saying anything. He's just in there as well. As Marion comes in with Father O'Malley.
Oh, hello.
Would you like some tea or coffee, sir? Father.
Oh, yes. By all means, I'll definitely have some tea.
I'll make him a cup of tea and bring it over and give it to
And
him.
he sits down, and you see him look over at Skeet, and he's just like, it's this look on his face.
Is there something wrong, Father?
Looks familiar.
I'm familiar how?
Oh, just looks familiar. Right? And Skeet's just sort of like,
Fair enough.
Got one of those faces.
yeah, he just got one of those faces. And he sits down. So what can you tell me about what you people are doing?
Well,
I think he's moved to Scottish. I'm
moving somewhere.
sorry, okay? I'm
Actually, that
trying.
did sound Irish to me.
But
so
I'm trying.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Them leprechauns stood the apple right out of me arse.
What the fuck?
Can you spare some change? I'm a little short.
Oh my god!
How can I help you?
Please don't insult an entire
No.
population.
What? I'm trying to do the accent of him. I'm not trying to insult anybody. What? Well, he needs to stay into the. Try to keep the
cute.
accent. What am I
fine.
gonna do?
No, it's fair.
Ooh.
It's fair.
I'm doing
to
my
be
best
honest, our investigation has gone
Stalled.
slightly sideways.
Ew.
Oh.
We started off trying to recover a book from the Church of Contemplation, one that was used in rituals and for contacting creatures that should not be. But our investigation of the church led us to a convicted and presumed dead murderer.
Dead.
Well, I thought, well, convicted and I guess suppose now escaped. And his notebook led us to the house where we assumed we'd find, at the very least, more information about how to track him down. Our initial investigation of the book has certainly stalled.
Yes.
And honestly, I'm not sure what our goal is at this point.
Well, I mean, it could be the same as any other goal. It could be very similar to what me and Barnabas were trying to do.
What were you trying to do?
Well, it just Barnabas called me up. It seems that there was some kind of connection to this house that he found. So we went to check it out, and it is a horror show in there. Let me tell you, a horror show.
Yeah.
What
Did
did
he
you find in there?
specify what the connection was?
It was apparently owned by a Walter Corbett, who was the head of the Silver Toilet Lodge. We thought maybe we'd get some information before we attempted to head into the lodge itself.
So you know where the lodge is?
Well, of course. It's a gentleman's club.
We
Yeah, we figured that one out.
yeah. Did we get any information about where it was?
That's up to you guys to remember.
I don't remember.
I don't think that we did. No, we just got the name.
We didn't
of it.
look into it.
No,
Yeah.
not really.
Either way, Father Malley knows where it is.
Haha.
So, from our information, it says that it's owned by a Carl Sanford.
Ah, yes, that's Carl Sanford. That's who he looks like. He's pointing over at Skeet.
What?
Wait.
I look over at Skeet and I just stare at him.
And Skeet's just sort of like, he just sort of shrugs his shoulders.
Wait a second.
Similar to everyone else, I
Is
suppose.
that City Ski?
Similar to everyone else, I suppose.
Does the name Carl Sanford ring a bell there, Skeet?
Not really. I wouldn't say it rings a bell.
Does all of your family members look like you, or just...
Wouldn't really know.
We didn't have any photographs of Carl Sanford, did we? We just found the name.
Yeah, I just had the name.
Where is the Silver Twilight Lodge located, Father?
Well, let me tell you. It's like, it's thicker and thicker by the second. And he just basically states out an address within 35 minutes drive from the house on the hill. Everywhere's 35 minutes away. More into the nicer part of town. Yes, that's where it is.
So what is it about this lodge that was the reason why you needed to research his connection to this house?
Some kind of dark connection that Barnabas was trying to figure out. He got the idea from some new organization he was working for. So new organization he was working for, some
Called the New England Center of Antiquities?
something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but I think I might be able to maintain this one. But no, I'm not.
Just go Boondock Saints.
Yeah,
Boondock Saints.
Boondock Saints.
Yeah. So apparently there's some kind of mystical, magical energy that seems to be coming from the building, and plus there was some kind of political maneuvering, like they were trying to start some kind of war.
With who?
Oh, I don't know, something over in Europe.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Well,
Like,
I mean, they have really
Nineteen-
strong ties in Germany.
it was in
fuck me.
1911 they
like
succeeded.
the war?
The war.
Like
I mean,
the-
I read about some kind of Great War for a couple of minutes, but I'm not entirely sure. This seems like more of a fictional thing.
like the.
No.
We just had a war that ended like. Would it be like 5 years ago?
What?
And Germany was the opposition.
The opposition. Well, I mean, we're all people, right? I mean, it's more the ideologies that are the problem.
Okay,
He's
well,
not wrong there,
you're
but-
not wrong there. Yeah. Damn, it got the
I got theological quick.
Yes. Yeah. But it's something to do with some scientists that came over from Germany.
Do you know the
working
name?
with a Carl Sanford?
Do you know the name of the scientist?
No, I would have no idea. I mean, it all seems to be a little bit of a blur. It's all coming back and sort of figuring stuff out. But, yes, that's
So-
where we were going to head after. We were just trying to find a smoking gun, if you will. Try to find out if there's something we could use.
So you never went to the Silver Twilight Lodge?
No, we didn't. Although that is what Heinrich wanted to do right away.
Oh, look how that turned out.
Did you end up trapped in that house?
I have no idea, but from my best collection, I mean, first question I got to ask you all sort of a question. How long you been doing this type of work? I mean, I've been doing, he looks to be in around his early 40s.
About a month.
It's like, oh, I see.
I mean, I've been investigating. I've been an investigator for years, but this particular weird cacophony of bullshit, about a month.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So, I am a priest, but not a priest in the regular way that you would think of. I'm part of the Obscurus.
The what?
The fuck is
The
that?
Obscurus. So we investigate supernatural events and see if we can, keep it from the public so people don't get terrified and fall apart.
Supernatural events.
Well, of course, you can't get into this position without believing in miracles, right? And what's the opposite of a miracle?
There must always be a counter.
That would be
For
the most
wherever
I just
rational
thought that was-
explanation for
I
the
was-
things that
that's-
we've seen.
But it's sort of working on my own over
enough.
the last 20 years. So what I feel is maybe that I was in some kind of temporal loop, if that makes sense, where I was trapped in there trying to keep whatever that creature was at bay. maybe it was locked in a temporal loop as well until you people showed up.
And
Will it
keeping it
escape?
at bay involves you. Should I say?
Well,
it?
I'm pretty sure that you destroyed it somewhat, which is something that me and Barnabas wasn't able to do, apparently, or Heinrich. I'm really liking that I can keep this accent going a little bit. I'm quite proud of myself.
Yeah, that's right.
Good.
So then, why were you able? Why is it just you there? Why did the
I'm
other two
assuming
stay?
that maybe I figured out a way to hold the beast at bay so my friends could escape. Well, my associates could escape. Maybe that potentially could be it. I'm not entirely sure. It all seems to be a bit of a blur. All I know is I got a little bit of a splitting headache, and I really don't want to think about why.
That's
It's probably for the best.
Yep, that's fair.
Yeah, but yes,
makes sense.
Silver Twilight, yeah.
So it's a gentleman's club, as you said.
Yes, it started off as a gentleman's club, but we've been hearing rumors, and Barnabas was stating, because he was more attuned to this type of thing, about how mystical energies or magical energies and stuff like that. Yeah. But we were trying to find out more, or at least put a stop to it. But, God, you look a lot like Carl Sanford. So he just looks over at Skeet. There's something about you. You're a lot dirtier and stuff, but you're a spitting image. Spitting image of him.
He's got a cousin that looks exactly like him.
Would
Okay, fair enough. Oof.
now bear in mind, being a gentleman's club, Carl Sanford is the owner of the gentleman's
Well, I have no idea. All I knew is that Walter Corbett was sort of in charge of the Silver Twilight Lodge. I'm not sure if he owned the property at all.
But he
That's
would have
loose,
been a
but it was-
prominent.
But it was owned by Carl Sanford, is the appropriate words. Just because it's owned by somebody doesn't mean that they're in charge of anything.
I'm thinking we're gonna have to go to this Silver Twilight Lodge. But being a gentleman's club, we're not going to be able to go in. I mean, Amos would be able to.
Yo.
But maybe if we dressed up Skeet.
I mean, we could always go
convinced
check
him.
in on Heinrich too.
Is
there any way to track him down?
no, we haven't.
He's more likely to find us than us find him at this rate.
If it's who we
Oh.
think it is, if it is Heinrich, granted,
We could
he
always go.
kind of attacked us.
He's been following us and attacking us.
I find that hard to
Since
believe.
Swill's
I mean,
gullet.
unless something's changed in the last 10 years, or more, 13 years. 13 years is an appropriate number. Unless something's changed in that amount of time, maybe something traumatic and life altering.
Like a
That's-
grenade in your face?
That's likely.
Yeah. I mean, sad to hear that Barnabas is probably gone. What did you say happened to him?
We initially were tracking him down because he was investigating more supernatural phenomena in
He's
a
still
town
chasing
called
Walter
Swill's
Corbett.
Gullet and vanished.
Oh my.
We found a body, which we assume was his.
Fair enough.
It was
Fair
next
enough.
to his med kit.
Oh yeah, see, he never went anywhere without it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
What were you able to figure out about Walter Corbett during your investigation of him?
Well, I wasn't the one doing the investigation. Barnabas was. He just called me in for help.
Okay, so
This
that
is just
was-
basically,
so what
you know-
you know is that he was in charge.
What I know is that he was involved up to no good. Apparently, there was some. I looked into some. We looked into some history, about to do with Corbett, and we found some interesting facts about this house, and that it was connected to him. So we came to check it out because we've been hearing the name before, traveling in certain circles, especially to do with the occult.
While this conversation is going on, I want to pull out the book that we took from Albert Gall and look at that picture of the house again.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look any different?
Did we keep that book?
Yep.
Why wouldn't you look at the book?
You weren't successful in taking it.
no, actually, no, you don't have access to that book.
Oh,
Okay.
who
Yeah,
has it?
I strapped it away and I gave it to Cadbury
Oh,
to
yeah.
deliver
That's
to
right.
some of
Oh,
the
right,
New England
yeah.
centers. so
Oh,
it's
Mr.
gone.
Black.
Yeah, Mr. Black was
Okay, yeah, never mind.
requested to come
Yeah.
get it.
However, you still have. No, you don't have the Bible because
No.
you just
She
defeated
threw
the
it
thing.
and choked the thingy.
Yes, I'm not
Monster.
entirely sure what's happening, but I mean, looking into old tomes, that's probably not the best way to go. And then Skeet sort of puts up, yeah, no, you can't be doing that, boy. Can't be doing that, boy.
Where's that, Skeet?
Can't go looking at old tomes. Can't be reading it. Bad news. Read books and stuff. Let me tell you, it's not something you want to get involved in.
Yeah, well, what happens?
You're reading stuff and you might learn stuff, but there's good stuff and there's bad stuff, You can't be going at any of that stuff there now, boy. Can't be going at that. I mean, we've had this conversation before. You can't go reading stuff.
That's
There's some specifics, though.
Yes. Well, I mean, specifics. I mean, everyone has their specifics, I guess.
I think that we should I think we should probably prep to go to the Silver Twilight Lodge now that we have an address.
Why?
It seems like it's a place that we'll get more information, more answers.
Well, I know what I'm curious about. What specifically are we investigating at this point?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, we just went to a place chasing down 2 leads, neither of which seemed to be involved in that building at all. And that building nearly killed most of us. So...
Skeet puts his hand up while you're talking. He's just like...
Seriously? I actually say that to Skeet, seriously.
Skeets, did you have something?
Well, I thought the main issue with all this, me son, I thought the main issue was trying to find Alistair. And then I'm using the wrong accent. But okay, I'll take it. I'll take it, my boy. Oh, my boy, yeah.
Oh.
I thought the whole point was to
We
find
also
Alistair.
didn't find Alistair either.
That's true. Or any
Yes, but I
information
mean,
about
they
it.
could-
Or the tome.
But Father O'Malley said that this place may not be a gentleman's club. It could be used for this cult. He might have been taken there. I mean, what's a better cover than anything else than a gentleman's club? I mean, really.
We just nearly get zapped by a giant oil beetle.
That's one way to put it, my son. No, you wouldn't say me son. That's one way to put it.
Dude,
Father O'Malley's talking.
yeah, they've become one. Do you know an Alistair? What's his last name?
I was just trying to remember that.
Do you know an Alistair and or Simon?
What are their last names? We know those, but I just have them written down.
Wait.
It was long ago.
I believe it
Save
was
Agatha, you
Alistair
can get sexy
Golding and
Alistair's name.
Simon.
No kidding, right?
Gethin?
I want to say Golding.
Oh, it might have actually been.
Alistair Gethin
Getham.
and Simon Gethin and Simon Golding.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I should know this, everyone. I apologize. It's just in
So
my
should I.
notes, and it's been a
so should
while.
we.
But it was Simon Golding and Alistair Gethin.
Yeah, do you know
Yes.
those people?
Yes, I believe that's the names of the up-and-comers that Barnabas was
What
talking
did you
about, the
know
new
about
organization.
those two?
That they
They-
were up-and-comers, and they were trying to get into help people.
They've done so, and they were successful at it for a good long time. They're our employers, but unfortunately, Alistair has gone missing, and
Oh,
Simon
my.
is injured in Althea's medbay
Oh,
downstairs.
Simon, I tell you, he's a tough cat.
He seems to be recovering. Is that not what you found out, Althea?
He seems to be something.
He's a tough cat.
Well, I mean, from some of the stuff that Barnabas told me, what he's taken upon himself. I mean, honestly, he holds the sins of the world and such.
What the hell does
Oh, is
that
he-
mean?
He's a sin eater.
What?
He's a what?
He's a sin eater.
The hell does that mean?
He takes away your sins. He eats them. He holds them. He imprisons them.
Like he
okay, maybe.
like wait.
Oh yes, you've only been doing this for a certain period of time. A sin eater is somebody that goes around to people who are possessed or people in other such ways. And you like this, Althea? In certain types of ways, and he takes that within himself, and he uses his body as a prison for these things. He holds them inside of himself, the darkest things in the world that he can hold. He's a very strong man. He tries to protect the world from these things.
Do you know how, if he temporarily lost control of these things?
Oh, that would be horrific. Unless somebody else could take control of them and hold them within themselves, then they could be let loose. There's no telling what the possibilities are.
I'm just gonna stare down Amos.
I'm
also
sure if
staring at
if
I
Simon,
feel the eyes, and as he keeps going, I just go.
well, he's like, but he keeps going. He's like, well, I'm sure if Simon had a chance, he would probably choose with his last breath as much as he could. He'd probably choose somebody that he felt could hold on to this, could hold it within themselves.
Or maybe he didn't have a
complimented
choice.
or something. I don't know. Should that be taken as a compliment?
Oh, what do you mean? You said Simon is injured. What, is he here?
Yes.
He's
Maybe
downstairs.
we should go to see him now.
He's here in this house.
Yes.
Oh, bring me to him.
Okay. I stand up and start walking.
I think we're all gonna go down to see what's
Yeah.
gonna get
So we all go down the
Gonna be a
stairs.
gut.
I'll leave you slowly behind with Amos and just looking and say, it's the first explanation we've got.
If you want to call it that, I don't even know what that means.
It means
It's a very Catholic thing.
you're a very much better person than you probably thought you were, Amos.
A lot of good that's fucking doing me.
As you,
Those
uh,
fries
Very
didn't just
Brooklyn
let us-
accent you just called out.
as you head on down the stairs into the lab, correct?
Yeah.
As we refer to outside the game, the laboire.
Laboire.
Yeah, outside, yeah. As you head on down to the laboire, and you go down, and Simon's down there by himself on the thing, and you see Father O'Malley sort of rush on over to him. Father O'Malley looks really fit as well. Like, he's not, like, muscle-bound or anything, but
He ain't no
He-
Amos.
yeah, he looks to be in good physical shape. But as he, not that that matters, but as he walks up to Simon and he put his hand on his chest, and he's like, oh, I mean, I didn't know him too well. I didn't know him too well at all. I just knew from what Barnabas told me, and I mean, just from what I heard, and such a strong man, but what happened to him? Because he doesn't seem to have any visible injuries.
We don't know.
He's kind of in I don't know, catatonic state. We found him this way. There's no other way to explain it.
There was an attack on the New England Center of Antiquities. We barely escaped and were able to rescue him before anything else happened, but
Oh. Could somebody get me some sugar?
sugar?
I'm sorry,
Yes.
what?
Could I get some sugar?
That was random.
I'd really... I'd like
go
to try
the-
something.
go
I
to
just
the
need some
kitchen
sugar.
and ask the nameless servants for some sugar. I also
Dare you, they have names.
I also asked
Oh, yes,
their
it was
names.
Hershey, Butterfinger, Wunderbar,
Mars, Snickers.
Snickers,
Yeah. Yeah.
Stickers.
Baby Ruth.
Kit
The
Kat,
Three
how are you?
Those haven't been
Musketeers.
invented yet.
Babe Ruth probably was.
What was he? I don't
No,
He
actually,
was
probably
invented.
wasn't.
He
No, I
probably
didn't.
would have been born.
Anyway, we don't need to get into the history lesson now. I don't want to be caught up in chronological things. This is a fantasy world.
It's something.
So basically, you call out for one of the servants, and one of them brings down this large bowl of sugar,
Thank you.
gives it to you, and then leaves quickly.
Can't be seen.
I just don't want to come up with names for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I can only hold so many accents at a time, you know?
They're all American.
I'm liking this accent pretty good. I don't think I'm doing too bad.
No.
I think it's just the way that I end the sentence.
You always end it with an upward inflection.
Don't know what you mean. So he takes the sugar and he sort of spits in his hand and he clumps it into this ball and he lays the ball just
Solar plexus?
Sternum.
sternum. He just lays it onto the sternum, and then he takes some sugar and he sort of puts it, like, just rubs it a little bit, spits in his hand again, sort of rubs it a little bit in his leg, rubs it a little bit on its head.
Man, if I thought
He's
just
like,
being
yes.
weird would wake the guy up, but I'd done that a while ago.
I think that, like you said, this Simon was probably a little bit more injured, and he needed to. He couldn't fix himself while he was holding on to everything else, because he was always at the point of other control in order to be able to hold all this in himself. So maybe if he got injured just as bad as you were implying that he did, that he had to pass this off and put his body into a little bit of a. I hate to say the word magic, because it's not magic, of course.
Of course.
It's just mystical, if that makes much sense. There's a mystical element to it, where he sort of put himself into a coma to repair himself, but the problem is there's nobody to wake him up, and I'm assuming that he would have relied on Alistair for that.
We haven't been able to find Alistair. Nobody that
Well,
we've
And
contacted
he sort
from
of just
the
shakes his
center
hands.
has.
By the way, like we were discussing, if he would have given away, because I don't, and he sort of puts his hand on his forehead, and he's just sort of, I don't really feel that he is the prison that he's supposed to be. So these
shit,
these
goddamn,
things
I don't
these
know.
things might have escaped.
Well,
Yes, my dear. Hello.
they left Simon,
Yes, of course. Okay.
but
fair
they
enough.
didn't exactly escape, I don't think. And I'm going to look pointedly at Amos.
What is she talking
What's
about?
they?
And at that-
How many of these days are there?
Well, I wouldn't really know what to say. I mean, there's no real doctrine in regards to it that we can really discuss openly.
How would you know if someone was possessed by these sins?
It's an excellent question.
Wouldn't be possessed. They would just manifest themselves in certain ways.
Like
Depends on what they
point-
were. And I mean, I've been gone for 13 years, and I know you feel that maybe I should be a little bit more shocked, but some of the things I've seen
Like physical changes? Like
There
when
could be-
someone gets angry,
could
possibly.
be physical changes, and it could be brought out by the psychosis of what they believe things work like. So I mean, if
I feel those eyes burning into the back of my head.
like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type of thing, maybe.
God damn it.
That sounds pretty familiar.
That's a little too specific.
I really wish Montgomery would have told me more about this.
What?
But I mean,
Dude, you think I have problems? You talk to an
but I mean,
imaginary rat.
I guess you have a
Not
choice to make.
imaginary.
If
choice
you're the
make,
one who has it.
Sure, I
S-
guess.
Simon's quite a strong individual. I've been feeling very much manifestations coming from this.
Have I
There
been
have
feeling
been-
manifestations from this?
There have
Are you able to control it?
at most of the time, but there have been times when
I wolfed down some meat I probably shouldn't have been eating without really understanding why I was doing it.
You almost look like you're gonna kill me too with
I
fangs.
stopped myself.
Still, you must be quite strong-willed. For some of the weaker sin eaters that tried to do this, they immediately went insane and tried to kill and eat everyone around them.
What?
So you must be quite strong-willed to be able to hold in as much as Simon is.
I'm a little bit 80, so I think I'm
noticeably
pretty good.
step away from Amos.
You have a choice to make.
Uh-huh.
While I'm waking Simon up, I can move it back to him, or you can try to hold on to it yourself.
Oh, God.
And that would be the choice that you really have to make, is how this is going to work. You can also share the load with Simon, although you will be connected in quite a strong way. So there's really 3 choices that you have to make.
Do I not get to ask for Simon's opinion in that?
No, because by the time I take Simon out of this, I won't be able to pass it off.
But you can wake him up with, without, or shared.
Correct. This
I
is a
don't know what
choice.
the hell that means.
This is a choice you're going to have to make, whether you want to carry the burden that you already have, if you would like to pass it back to Simon the way it always was, or if you would like to share the burden with him and be connected to with him in a way stronger than a brotherhood. He is a good man. Nobody can become a sin eater and not be a good man. Can be twisted, but still a good man.
Oh, that helps a little bit, I guess. How bad can it get? Like,
You're gonna be with this thing for the rest of your life.
how bad?
It's an interesting question to do with it. I mean, there's been so many historically and everything else. The idea of sin eaters, other than not refer to that as well. I mean, really, the first sin eater. I mean, if you really think about it, you know exactly who he is. Takes on the sins of the world.
Oh, shit.
So yes, I guess, and eventually you might be crucified, but I'm not entirely sure.
He did say something about
That's awkward.
eating
I'm sorry if that
people.
offended anybody. But I don't think anyone who's listening to this would be offended by that.
Well, shit. What does sharing it mean?
But you share the load. You're connected. You're
Less chance to lose control.
You're like a repository. You hold it within yourself. It's a calling.
Perhaps you could help each other control it.
It's a calling.
That would be nice. But he's able to control it pretty well.
I wouldn't know. I've been gone for 13 years.
You ever seen Simon go all
No.
meaty?
Marion, what you have noticed about Simon or Alistair is very outgoing. Simon always seems to be focused on thought. He's very hermit-like. He doesn't put himself into emotional situations. He doesn't put himself into public discourse. Alistair does all the talking to a point. He only stays with academic matters. He doesn't put himself in positions where he could. Knowing this now, you start realizing the why he is the way he is. He was a good boss. He was a good guy. He wasn't mean or anything else, but he also wasn't.
He was just very closed off.
He's very closed off.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be, but it means that he had a different coping mechanism than
But
you
it might
would.
He might have to. It might be why Simon wasn't as active on investigations, and that might be something that.
How old is Simon?
He looks to be in his 40s.
Yeah.
He looks to be.
So
I believe I said mid 30s,
Or late
early
30s or
40s.
something,
Yeah.
Is sort of what they look fairly young for the role they have. Yeah, and Simon was always very pale. Right?
So, this man here has spent a good chunk of his life, kind of controlling himself and keeping himself hidden so that he wouldn't get angry?
Well, I'm not entirely sure if it's anger that really brings it out either. It could be anything.
An impulse, like
Yeah.
A shock.
a shock, yeah.
Well, I don't want to give it all back to him because that doesn't seem very fair to him.
So you'll share?
Would he have... Is it an instinct for him to have passed it on to whoever was touching him, or did he, like...
Oh, I'm sure that Simon would have only passed it on to somebody he thought could handle it.
Zoe thought about it.
Oh, potentially. I'm not really sure about what point he was at. It could also be that he didn't want to pass it off to somebody else for a different reason. Was there anyone around Simon? When? Was there anyone around Simon at the same time that you were around him?
Yeah, it was me and, it was you, Marion.
I'm
Yes, what is your connection to Simon then?
He's my boss. I'm.
You always
sec-
got along with Simon then?
Yes, he was.
Seemed like a good woman? Good.
Yeah, he was a good boss. I did my job.
Huh?
But
It could also potentially be he didn't want to pass it off to Marion. Simply because
Lucky you.
he didn't want her to be corrupted with the knowledge that she knows. Either way, you see, you really do need to make a choice.
Splitting this thing. What does it do for him and for me?
No, I have absolutely no idea. I just know that I can do it. I can do it so you share the burden. I'm sure Simon might have some more information about it. That's the best I can really tell you.
I hope I don't piss him off. Seems like a nice guy. All right. Well, don't like the ravenous killing spree mentality.
No.
So let's go with the sharing option. I also don't want to just give it all back to him because that seems like he doesn't quite deserve that either.
Puts his hand on your shoulder.
Oh, this is quick.
Puts his hand on your shoulder and he's like, yes. Simon probably chose correctly. You seem like a good man. Nobody wants to share the burdens of the world.
I don't know where to go with
By the way, if you could put your hand on Simon's chest.
Yeah, all right. So I will follow through. I'll put my hand on his chest.
Yeah, so just above, he just angles your hand above where the sugar ball is. He sort of puts his hand on Simon's forehead and his hand on Simon's stomach. And he starts chanting, is the only way to put it. It's not necessarily Latin, because you'd be familiar with that.
Yeah.
But it seems to be maybe... what languages do people know, to be honest?
I know Austrian, German.
Latin.
English and just barely enough Latin to get by in a Protestant church.
I barely speak English.
It seems to be a German. It's not in German. It's not in German.
No.
But it seems to be
Germanic?
Germanic in
Can
origin.
I discern some of the words?
If you want to roll a German check, yes. Of understanding, because it's nowhere near this.
Nah, 55 out of 31, so no.
No, but you tried.
Yeah.
But he seems to be chanting and he's moving along. And then all of a sudden you see Simon sort of spasm, but you can see this sugar ball. It starts getting black, like rising up from him.
Oh, okay.
Like filling up, like...
Changing color.
Yeah, changing color and getting black. And as he's chanting, and it fills up. So the whole thing is he takes his hands off and he grabs the sugar ball and he opens up Simon's mouth and pushes it into his mouth.
What the fuck?
Down in, and it just sort of dissolves
Yeah.
and goes down. And then Simon just bolts and sits up.
Good God!
And he's just sort of hyperventilating. What the fuck?
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Call. Our next episode will air Tuesday, April 7th. In the meantime, Tuesday, March 31st is the next episode of Spacers, our Starfinder actual playcast. The game system used today was the Call of Cthulhu 7th Edition by Chaos Team. Music, sound effects, and ambient tracks licensed through Triune Films, Video Copilot, and Sirenscape. You can find all of Twisted Gears Studios' podcasts on YouTube, Google Play, Apple Music, and Spotify. Please follow and like Twisted Gear Studios on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Twisted Gear. Your players this evening were Janessa Coles, Lindsay Delansky, Zach Barrett, and Elizabeth Wells. Your audio operator tonight was Rob Pickey, and your GM, or keeper, this evening was Derek Snow. Have a good night, everyone. Stay indoors, stay safe, wash your hands, and we'll see you next time.